not as talented as Todd Gurley or Ezekiel Elliott, let alone Saquon Barkley or someone like that. But he has put up the best numbers when he's on the field, and he's the most versatile back. So how did he get to be that way? There's a reason he was a second-round pick and not a top 5 pick in the first round. He got to be that way through his preparation. There's no magical formula that makes a guy, especially who doesn't have the same kind of fast twitchies as some of the other guys, catch the ball better, run the ball better, be more patient, know the plays, know the refs, rally the line, all those things. How did he get there? By not being prepared? And I'm sure he's being bombarded. Oh, we saw you here. We saw you there. You're not in So he's had it, and he's putting it out there. It needed to be said.
LeVeon Bell, the words that he uttered out of his mouth was not wrong. But he was wrong for saying it. I have a problem with him opening his mouth. Let me be very, very clear and break this down to you, okay? When you are a guy like LeVeon Bell, contrary to what you and I, in fairness to you, say sometimes in terms of your performance on the court or field of play is what matters. That's not what matters when it comes to LeVeon Bell. You know why? Because that's not the issue. LeVeon Bell, the last time we saw him was in the Pittsburgh Steelers uniform the season before last. That was 2017 to be exact. The man had 321 carries. He had 85 receptions. That's 406 touches, okay? That's why he wanted high numbers to be a hybrid guy. He thought he was worthy of more than he actually ended up getting. He ended up getting $52.5 million from the New York Jets, $27 million guaranteed. Decent numbers, but clearly below of what he was targeting. What is the issue with LeVeon Bell? A guy that got suspended in 2015, a guy that got suspended again in 2016, a guy that's been injured in his career as well. And so when you're looking at him, it's not just about, what you do on the field, Max. It's about dependability and reliability. What are you doing off the field? What are you conducting? How are you conducting yourself? What kind of standard are you setting? Because guess what? There are other people that's going to come behind that want your money. Are they worthy of it? Yeah, you might be the individual that we can trust that's going to show up on the field and flat out ball. But you yourself, LeVeon Bell, has been quoted as saying when he was chasing his money before he elected to sit out the entire 2018 season. What did he say, Max? What did he say, Molly? I ain't doing this just for me. I'm doing this for everybody. Yeah. So it wasn't just for you. I'm saying, we both know, you and I both feel as a bunch of nonsense.
But he said he was thinking about future running backs.
He's thinking about it. And so when you talk about somebody getting their money, we're not just talking about what you do when you show up on the field to play. We're talking about how you conduct yourself during the process and what you are willing to allow to be disseminated to the masses as to how you go about the business of doing your job. If he was still with the Pittsburgh Steelers, if there were no holdout, if he just sat up there and was trying to get paid, he's absolutely right. But he said, I'm not doing this just for me. I'm doing this for a whole bunch of people, for future generations to come. We deserve X, Y, and Z. He didn't just point to his numbers. He pointed to work ethic. He pointed to a level of production. So what I'm saying is people looking at you and seeing how you elect to conduct yourself and what you're willing to disseminate to us all does matter.
But then let's apply that to everybody. First of all, he didn't play last season, not because he was hurt, but because the Pittsburgh Steelers and maybe the league wanted to make a point, make an example of him. We would rather miss the playoffs than let a player do whatever's in his power to get paid. That's what it came down to. He was ready to play, and they were like, no, we're good. Unless you agree to something, like, unless you agree not to I'll come back and play if you don't franchise me.
And my difference between...
And they're like, no, we want you to play enough to franchise you, but we're not going to agree to that.
And the difference between me and you is you have a problem with the team. I have a problem with the deal that the players negotiate, the association negotiated.
But I'm saying they negotiated that deal, but within the constructs of that deal and the confines, the restrictions of it, he did what he could. He didn't break the deal.
I agree.
And they still wouldn't play. The team wouldn't play by the rules. They would rather be less competitive than pay him.
Wait a minute. That's perfectly within the rules. We've seen many occasions where teams have done that.
You're supposed to try to be competitive, though. If you think a dude is good enough that you won't agree not to franchise him, right? That means you really
Max, you're the person that sits here and talks about how sometimes you're willing to throw games or throw a season.
Yeah, for a long-term plan.
I'm just saying, the point is that you're not always trying to be competitive, Max.
No, but
that's all I'm saying.
Pittsburgh Steelers were.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
And they were like, no, we cannot let the
Right.
players know that they can ever use leverage against us in this way. Forget it. We just won't try our best to make the playoffs this year. Okay. So that was why he didn't play last year. Let's get to your other stuff about him being available on the field. That's real. That's a good point. Again, though, it speaks to what he's saying. You're not talking about actually what he's doing to stay on the field. You're talking about him giving the appearance.
But it matters, man.
But why?
It matters when you're trying to listen. It matters, number one, when you're trying to get paid. Number two, when you finally get paid and you haven't played for an organization yet. Because you got a city in New York that's going like this. We're clamoring for your arrival and you to show us, to put your skills on display the way you did it for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But it's not without trepidation, because there are things in your track record that leaves room to question.
Okay.
And then last but not least is what he said about not doing it just for him. Those are all valid reasons to want to see everything you can about him.
But that, first of all, not doing it just for him, that comment actually plays into that, because what he's saying is, look, Andre Ward was with me on the broadcast this last weekend.
Great job.
Right?
Great job out
I
there.
was watching
We were talking about Pernell Whitaker, one of the greatest ever, who died tragically.
And great job with that,
getting
too.
hit by a car.
Right.
Thank you. And Whitaker's one of my all-time favorites. Same thing with
Absolutely,
his.
same with me.
But there's this kind of a prejudice against pure boxers, right, in the media. And Andre was saying it's incumbent upon us in the media, we in the media, to educate fans about what's good about the pure boxing, not just the crazy slugging, right? And then if they decide they don't like that, they prefer the other thing, that's fine.
Right.
But that's incumbent upon us in the media, especially on a show like this right now, to let the fans know that there are a bunch of athletes who try to give you the appearance.
Hold on.
And other athletes who aren't worried about the PR as much, but are putting in the work.
Yes, I agree. But here's my retort, and I'll close it by this. If all of those things are true, and I'm not disputing it, but we saw a boxer before a fight, chilling out eating Burger King last week, Chick-fil-A the week before, McDonald's a few days before the fight, some KFC the night of the fight. We gonna go like this. Why the hell am I spending my $74, $49, or $79 or whatever it's going to cost to watch this guy fight? All of that stuff matters.
So
that's all I'm saying.
LeVeon Bell gives him the business on the field, we got to say he got it like that, right?
Right, sure. I got you. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.